And hello and welcome. Good evening and thanks for joining. This is Jesse. You can call me Mr. Friend. We're back playing Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader tonight. And as I recall, we are exploring Rykad Minoris. We just inherited the title of Rogue Trader from our distant and heretofore unknown relative. Audio. Theodora von Valancius. So we're now the von Valancius Rogue Trader, and our ship is somewhat disabled, and we're missing some crew. And there was a mutiny that killed the previous Rogue Trader. That's how we got the title, and it crippled our ship, the class warfare. So we had just reached the governor, and we're going to talk to him now on this planet Rykad Minoris, which we're here for some reason. It's our predecessor had a that's something else. Let's see, is any of this? Yeah, I don't even know. I guess I don't know. Yeah, our previous. Yeah, we're trying to. Oh right, the place is this place is run by one of our rival rogue traders, as I recall, and we need their permission to
dark green, gloomy and stifling, fills this space like dense fog. The people here are drained, exhausted, bewildered.
All right, what's up, Gov? The tall, dark-skinned man turns towards you and greets you in a curt military manner. Faisal Rykadi ab Medina of Coronis, governor of this star system. Welcome to my temporary headquarters. The man's gaze falls on Abelard. His eyes narrow slightly. We're Syrian? Abelard nods dryly. Governor Medina, my greetings. Governor's expression changes drastically when he sees Cassia. Lady Navigator? What an honor! Never thought that House Arcelio would grace our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under different circumstances. Cassia purses her lips, and an echo of grief knocks the wind out of those present. House Arcelio is grateful for the support that you have provided to Urak 5 these many years. I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that is so, I promise you, their punishment will be swift and severe. Should we be oblivious? I don't know if we'll get a chance to ask again, but we're whatever. I don't care about Abelard. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only surviving soldier turned out to be a traitor, and was personally executed by me. We're going to choose the answer that's about me. That's an outrage. I will have the personnel vetting procedure changed immediately. The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest. Your Lordship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there's a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was the head of House von Valancius. I have received no word of her demise. How is it that you are now the rogue trader? I like this answer. His deep predecessor died at the hands of cultists. May the Emperor incinerate their souls. I should be the one asking that question. Our ship was attacked. Theodora. Yeah, I like this. Incinerate their cultist souls. Governor frowns, and a deep shadow falls over his face. Rogue Trader von Valancius? Slain? Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences, your lordship. Do not hesitate to let me know how I might be of help. You're in a different situation. Yeah, we'll see this one. We did a check, so let's. We need a fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship, and I need material compensation. Governor bows his head in acceptance. Of course, your lordship. You will be compensated for any losses, and I'll see to it personally that your ship's holds are filled with the finest goods from my personal reserves. Yeah, good. Profit factor gained. 2. I don't know what that... This is new. Profit factor is a measure of your status, wealth, and power as a rogue trader. Its value is determined by your trade connections, income of your holdings, and treasury reserves. While traveling, your character will use Profit factor for buying items and completing colonial projects. Profit factor is not spent on purchases and transactions. Instead, its level determines your ability to conclude trade transactions. Yeah. So there's like a empire management kind of a thing coming up. Neat. Abelard nods in approval and remarks quietly, "Excellent, your lordship. A rogue trader has no use for leniency. I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with the insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming." Are you sure? Because you seem like you suck, because they're saying I can do. I don't know about that. Heinrich van Kalox. Let's ask about the Inquisitor. He's operating in your system. Do you know where he is? Governor lowers his voice. I do. Master van Kalox has left for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery's vicinity, but I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I already have sent a small detachment of reinforcements there. The weapon the insurgents were using to shoot down shuttles over the city has been destroyed. Now nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master von Kalox, you should go to the cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Thank you, I will do that. Notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pascal's Fox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Hanuman, am officially initiating my participation in this operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery against the lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his assistance. Yeah, it's hard to argue with. I categorically object. The governor clenches his fist. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defense forces. Medina and Pascal glare at each other, their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. The Magos is part of my retinue. You have no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no... Oh, shit. He's gonna do some shit. The governor's voice dies down in the low growl of a drilling mechadendrite. Its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Medina clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. So this is negotiation technique you have resorted to? You think is the first time I have been threatened with a weapon? No, but it could be your last. Pascal's voice is akin to the sound produced by his drilling implement. Steady and calm, but ready to explode at a moment's notice with the crunching of bone and the squelching of tearing flesh. I'm headed to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? Abundantly so, Magos. Why are you so determined to get to the monastery? Just because of the relic? It is why I came to this world. I am expected there. Let's make it. We gotta make it about ourselves, right? It would be my pleasure to assist the Omnissiah servant in reaching the city. Thank you for your cooperation, your lordship. As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magos Hanuman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Rycad system in the role of bodyguard and to protect you at all costs until your life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Rycad system. Yeah, we'll see about that. You're Hanuman? Glad you're alive. The governor raises his eyebrows and stares at the tech priest in surprise, but refrains from further commentary. Wish to know more about the monastery. Cenobium is run by the Adeptus Mechanicus ever since the colony was founded. The sacred reactor guarded by its priest powers the entire planet. I can say no more. It is a forbidden place that even I have only been allowed to visit once before. Why not shell the monastery if that is where the insurgents have gathered, or deploy a landing force? Fulfilling this request puts the monastery in danger of major destruction. The consequences of this decision for the world of Rycant Benoris could be catastrophic. Pascal, what is so special about the Cenobium and the relic? What is in there that has drawn the attention of an interrogator of the Inquisition? I have never been there before. Okay, great. But I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction, should it end up in heretic hands. The fury of the freed machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, will destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted may render the world of Rycad Minoris uninhabitable. Heresy must be purged from those blessed halls. I declare any desecrator who defiles the relic's power a Category 3 blasphemer, deserving of immediate execution. I don't know enough about Warhammer lore to know what a Category 3 is, but it sounds pretty serious. Governor, what has you perplexed about my companion's name? Give me a lore dump on my tech priest's background. The governor looks at Pascal with curiosity. According to the reports we've received, Logus Abel Hanuman set off for the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium a short while before it was stormed. I'm glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master Van Kallax? Pascal's docs rasps in confusion. My name is Pascal Hanuman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. What do you know about this Abel, Governor? I've never met him in person. The esteemed Logus supervised the work of Rycad Minoris' Lex mechanics for many years, however. He rarely left his cyber chapel, and I never had the honor of making his acquaintance. A true anchorite. Why did he fly to the monastery? That seems suspicious. When a Logus of the Adeptus Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, we don't ask why, Your Lordship. And that's smart. You shouldn't ask that of me either. Where can I get more information on this individual? I would have suggested you inspect the esteemed Logus' sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. How convenient. We've recovered several data crypts and connected them to the cogitators at the command post. They might provide you with some information. It is amazing that a mechanical voice from a Vox can sound so confused. That name might have been used as a signal, intelligible only to its intended recipient. In that case, its bearer might be Archmagos Amarnat, initiating an investigation and data collection procedure. Adira tenses up and listens, then turns around sharply to face Pascal. I can hear my friend's snide whispers through the door. Be careful on your search, Magos. If you stare into a shattered mirror for too long, you might see yourself in it, in every shard at once. Mending it is that much more of a tainted affair. The new reflection is death-like. I see, but I don't really. Glad to be of service, Your Lordship. Are you so, are you so confident that you will crush the insurrection soon? My own impression has been the exact opposite. Is that so? The governor maintains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. Serenity is headed by Aurora Prophet, who, according to the followers, has mystical powers. And should just talk of a final dawn and is to steal a Vox caster. The insurgents are using the Arch-Chinese artifacts, enchanted lenses, to perform unholy sorcery. I've heard about these lenses. What makes you think they're enchanted? Any fool can light a fire with a magnifying glass. That's no sorcery. You're doing more than lighting fires, buddy. The insurgency is headed by a certain Aurora, a prophet who, according to their followers, possesses mystical powers. The rabble's usual superstitions. I'm sure this Aurora is a charlatan muttering some doggerel, which their dim followers think to be magic spells. This does, of course, warrant their eventual burning in the furnace of penance, but it does not point to there being anything special about this insurgency. The insurgents talk of a final dawn, the impending demise of the world. Yet another superstition. Surely you don't expect me to believe in it. The insurgents managed to steal a Voxcaster. They have been listening to your people's communications. It's not much, but it is something. I will order an audit of our equipment to see to it that our communication channels are more closely monitored going forward. However, it was only the accidental success of an otherwise disorganized mob of heretics who have no understanding of the art of war. You ought to leave your bunker more often, Governor. I have only recently arrived in this system, and I already know much more about the uprising than you do. And also I know much more about all other things as well. Governor Benita hesitates before answering, his face slowly turning purple with anger. Your lordship, he greets out through his teeth. I know who you are. I have heard of your exploits. Suffered shame and humiliation sometime. And I will not allow a stranger, let alone another rogue traitor, to speak to me in such a manner and to make demands of a subject of his lordship Caligos Winterscale. He takes a deep breath and continues in a calmer tone. The matter is closed. Let us speak of it no more. Is there anything else I can do on this planet or in this system while I wait for the end of the revolt? If you'd like a distraction, a smaller and safer uprising to suppress at your leisure, there is a planetoid in my system called WH40k. It hosts a prison colony whose inmates rebelled at the same time as the heretics on the planet. That seems suspicious to me. It's an all-round preposterous situation. It should have only taken us a couple of orbital shots to take care of them, but the governor slightly purses his lips. Yvain Winterscale went there. He is a relative of my suzerain, the great rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. This is the rival I was talking about that this guy worked for, obviously. The master of this system and a dozen others. I imagine the young Lord Winterscale is very eager to prove himself to his distinguished kinsman. I see no reason for you not to join him. It's a small planetoid, the prisoners' numbers are few, and they have little in the way of weapons. It's more of a sport for noble lords than a real rebellion. Yvain, Abelard mutters, stroking his beard. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Yvain Winterscale has made several diplomatic visits to Urac 5 on behalf of his father. The Great Regent would never have granted entry to someone dishonorable, which means, no matter what happened on the planetoid, we must aid the highborn. Fair enough. My kinsman, Conrad Votvir von Valancius, has betrayed our dynasty in the Imperium. If he is hiding in this system, I want him handed over to me. This is the guy that started the mutiny that killed my predecessor. Votvir is a traitor? Why, any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Fortunately, I have no information regarding his location. However, the governor pauses to think. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to a data crypt from Logis Abel Sanctum. It aggregated all the Lex Mechanica reports. Unfortunately, the access prayer for it is unknown to me. Excuse me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn something about Kunrad's movements. I'd hazard he'd fled from you on a ship, not on a pair of wings. That is all I wanted to discuss. The Arbites? Why are they here? Uh-oh. Here comes trouble. Adeptus Arbites something is assuming command of this area. Oh yeah, we met this guy last time. The arbitrator marches forward relentlessly and halts one step away from the governor, looking down at him. Governor Medina, in the name of the Lex Imperialis, I, Proctor Solomorn Anthar, arrest you on suspicion of involvement in the theft of the shipment of the Imperial tithe. Taking into account the state of emergency on this planet, I will permit you to retain your authority under my direct supervision. From this time forth, you will give the Adeptus Arbites your full cooperation, in particular by transferring command of the strike groups and other resources to me. Medina, though deathly pale, proudly raises his chin. Arrest me? Transfer my resources? Your demands undermine my efforts to suppress the rebellion. Excuse me, Proctor, but this accusation of stealing the sacred tithe is simply... He stops talking under the arbitrator's oppressive, merciless gaze. Denying guilt only adds to the suspicions against you, Governor. It's questionable. Now let us go over everything one more time. The tithe was stolen from your world. You are culpable for this incident whether you are personally involved or not. You will provide the resources I have requested without objection, as this measure serves to re-establish control over the planet. Comply, or I will consider your refusal an obstruction of the investigation and take steps accordingly. I don't like this guy. He's a cop. Seems I am left with no other option than to obey your will. As his law-abiding servants, I honor the word of the Lex Imperialis. Medina shoots you a quick glance. Unless his lordship has anything to say on the matter, that is. Do not even try to involve me in this, Medina. The governor puts his hands behind his back, either to appear more confident or to hide the tremor in his fingers. In that case, please accommodate yourself, Proctor, but before I give you the access codes, I must give a protracted self-exonerating statement. There's no need. All information required of you will be obtained during questioning. Without witnesses, be it your personal guard or the rogue trader. Just you, me, and Glyto. The Cyber Mastiff lets out a heavy growl. It sends a shiver down your spine. So that's the plan, Proctor. Stop the heretics from taking over the starport and other locations critical to the investigation. At the same time, we will crush the heretics' resistance. Most of them are hiding among the commoners, and a series of concentrated strikes against the residential districts and infirmaries will send them running. That is when we'll finish off the rebel carrying. Jesus Christ. Blood of the throne. I will be governing over nothing but ruins and corpses by the time you're done. Well, it started under your watch. Have faith in my methods, Governor. I am not going to depopulate your world. After all, it's to be able to continue paying the tithe. Why do you think the rebels are hiding among the civilians? They could have shelters elsewhere. I know this from a few intercepted Vox exchanges and a couple of scumbags we've interrogated. But first and foremost, I know from experience. Such mutinous rebel always feeds off its families and associates, who also provide a source of recruits to support its ranks. And of course, there is the heretic's contemptible habit of using the local population as a shield. We need to flush them out from their nests and starve them of resources. Sound plan, Proctor. We're going dogmatic. We're very dogmatic here. Only harsh measures can restore order. Better to cut off the hand than to let the infection overtake the whole body. Yes, quite. So, Governor, you're just going to sit this whole thing out in the bunker? Yes. This is far from what I was expecting of this assignment. The things we do for the mission. I wish you luck in your investigation. Alright, well. Is this the... Heavy hum of massive cogitator runs down the metal lines of the bunker from the entire command sector. Where is... Is this the thing? This cogitator looks a lot older and more worn than the ones next to it. However, it has evidently been well cared for. Numerous parts have been replaced, not a single key is jammed, and fresh seals with prayers to the Omnissiah adorn its surface. One of the side panels has been removed. Bundles of gold-notched cables run from inside to a small data crypt that was connected only a short while ago. Screen reads, awaiting access code. Let's force access. We're good with the tech. Agitator's ready to reveal its secrets. Pascal leans forward and runs his fingers over the keys. Cogitator's screen blinks and responds with strings of unknown characters. I appealed to the machine spirit to open Logis Abel's personal archives as well. It has accepted my request. Go to Logis's private archive, result of Logis Abel's data trance. Quote, I cannot see the secret design, but I can sense it shackled in stasis. The minds of the initiated are slumbering in the neural harness of their vows. I am registering an impulse of change. I surmise a potential influence on the stasis of the secret design. There came a time when the spiral was turned into a circle, but the cycle can be discontinued. The revelation granted by the Omnissiah to Logis Abel in the course of his data mediation has been recorded verbatim. Logis Abel is speaking in audience with the Venerable Dar Impulse 6, who may assist in interpreting the revelation. Interesting. A request has been sent to the Governor's Palace for a shuttle flight to the Electrodynamic Cenobian. The message has also been sent to the Furibundus system. The cycle can be discontinued. I recognize the words. The voice from the box is soft and pensive, barely audible over the static noise. I believe I know the intended recipient of the message in the Furibundus system. It was me. Omnissiah, grant me the wisdom to fathom this mystery. Go to Sacred Computation 782-5-M. Upon Logis Abel's orders, the archives of every augur station on Rykad Minoris and the two primary satellites of Rykad Star have been queried. Said satellites are named Magos Maruf and Kefira the Keen, after two great champions of faith, who external cogitators were placed inside the satellite's core after their shells perished. The purpose of the sacred computation requested by the Logis is to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Okay. Computation result positive. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, suggesting that the ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the sacred auger's eyes. The first of these ships is thought to have arrived 2 Rykad Minoris cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. Logis Abel's conclusion. The insurrection on the planet had been long in the making, with the participation of external actors. It is alleged that 2 cycles ago, Aurora arrived in the Rykad system, the rumored unholy prophet of the insurgents. Subsequent ship movements can be attributed to weapon deliveries. But what is the nature of their activity near Rykadiphilia? Governor Bedina's attention must be drawn to. The final entry cuts off abruptly. Go to recent observations. The satellite Magos Maruf reports that a ship has translated into the system. Its signature is consistent with the records of the flagship of a rogue trader dynasty, House von Valancius. Hey, that's us. Satellite Kefira the Keen reports that a ship drifting nearby has hurriedly sped away. Ship had sent an encrypted Vox transmission to the insurgent-controlled areas of the surface of Rykad Minoris. Another transmission was directed to planetoid Rykadiphilia. Both transmissions were signed Brother Twilight. Their contents could not be decrypted. Interesting. Go to be investigated. The entry contains planet-side coordinates marked as heavy auger station jamming, possibly a hidden insurgent base? Question mark. All right, so we got some leads. I don't think we can talk to any of these people, really. Identifying rogue trader, the Crimson Priesthood greets you. Yeah, same to you, buddy. Tech Priest offers you a respectful but short bow. Okay, fine. So is that it?
Let us know.
Let's check over here. What's this say? Heavy chains are used to adjust the height of the command platform. I could see that being useful, I guess. Formidable shells for large caliber weapons are being stored right in the command center. Look at them, they're huge. Oh wait, no, I don't want to go to the upper way. I want to go to my... Or do I? Do I want to go back to my void ship? No, I want to stay on the planet for now, don't I? Or have I done everything I can here for now? I have to go to the other... I gotta go to the prison planet now. And let the thing happen. Discover... No. Figure out what's going on, find the connection. Oh, what's going on here? No.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Nothing. Okay, great. To the eastern side, to the lower level. I think I do just... Even if I do... Yeah, well, let's head back to the ship, and then if we need to come back here, we can do it from the ship, right? But I'm pretty sure everybody was saying Reichhadi and Norris enough times that I think that's probably just where we need to go next. Cassie is the navigator that we recruited. She's kind of a freaky chick. I'm gonna bring her. We're trying to bed Cassia. She's a noble. Foxmaster Vignes. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no technit, litany, or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance. A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Adira joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folks have grown used to all that, and so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. Oh, wonderful. Technomats inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated, or by manifestation of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks considerably more difficult, and High Factotum Janris Danrock would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Very good. Where was that? Where was is this it? Void ship management. Back to bridge. There we go. Let's go talk to the factotum. Let's talk to everybody. See if anybody's got any new shit to say. Now that we have been to the surface of this planet. For our treat tonight, we have this peanut butter crispy treat, which it's pretty good. It's from the gas station. I don't know that we'll eat it. I've been feeling kind of unwell. I've been having some stomach pains. today and yesterday. It's sort of a recurring thing I've been dealing with. And, I'm not super hungry, I guess is the, the short version. But we have it in case we get hungry. High factotum Janris Danrock. High factotum Janris. If they really want me to know this guy's name. Greet you with a cool smile and the merest hint of a bow. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? Vigdis informed me about a problem with the servitors. What happened? You see, your lordship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Janris Danrock nervously pulls on his luxurious frock coat, as if it were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to be hiding such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' usual behavior before you decide their fate, unusual behavior, this can be arranged. Majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of these storage compartments, pending your decision. Pascal Hanuman expressed the desire to be present during the inspection should it be carried out. I suppose the expertise of the esteemed Magos may come in handy. I wish to look at these servitors before deciding their fate. As you wish, your lordship. Would you like the Prime Engine Seer to accompany you? Yes. Pascal shall come with me, as your lordship commands. Sector, data unavailable. Region, data unavailable. Location, Von Valancius flagship lower decks. Material, report of a tech phenomenon that it was observed during the Lord Captain's visit to Bay AKN 108, from the words of High Factotum Janris Danrock. When his lordship arrived at the scene, he found the servitors in the same position that they assumed after they had been corralled into the bay, all standing in the long, spiraling line and facing the center of their strange formation. The moment his lordship crossed the threshold of the bay gates, their bodies jerked into motion all at once, as if obeying a command. The servitors turned to face the Lord. The Lord Captain. Technomats tacked with overseeing the defective units even reached for their weapons, but then the servitors went still just as abruptly, staring at his lordship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath, disturbed by this sight. We waited for the Lord Captain to speak. His lordship, Hugh Jazz von Valancius, gestured for his Engine Seer Prime to study the servitors. The Engine Seer Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of the servitors, peering into their faces and checking the readings. There was no haste in Pascal's actions. With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path, and Binharic prayers were his companions in this investigation. The examination confirmed the Technomat's initial hypothesis. The servitors' souls, or rather the souls of the people they once were, had awakened. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines could nonetheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of shoddily performed lobotomy is most rarely observed, and yet, for some unknown reason, it had occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. All present held their breath, disturbed by this sight. The Lord demanded a report on the defective unit's status from the Technomats. Technomac's long-winded and detailed report could have been summarized in a single key point. Despite the servitors' abnormal behavior, they were still quite capable of carrying out tasks, and therefore the circumstances did not call for their termination. Let's have one of them disassembled, and its components investigated. A group of Technomats hurried to act upon the Lord Captain's command. Servitors' mechanical parts separated with click snaps and hisses. The sutures between its wrinkled pale flesh and its augments were laid disgustingly bare. We watched the technomats do their work and could see every centimeter of the servitor's stiff muscles, abounding with valves and cavities pierced by countless cords and tubes. The disassembly and analysis complete, the technomats concurred. The unit was in working order. Nothing in the dissected body that lay before us could provide any insight into the reason behind the defects. I should make note of one more thing. At that moment, all of us present discovered that not just the eyes, but the hands and heads of some of the servitors were now shaking too. It was as if the mechanized servants were overcome with some primordial terror. Von Valancius took several steps toward the servitor. Immediately, the servitors, in each and every one of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked his movements with frightening precision. The robe trader halted in place and, after a moment's thought, waved his hand, and the servitors, just as synchronously, repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the technomat, so did the servitors, as if mocking him. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of the hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. We observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute, until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the robe trader approached. The Lord Captain examined the servitors. As High Factotum, it was I who prompted that entire inspection, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsating under their copper collars inscribed with their past defenses. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. A visibly shaken technomat behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitor bodies, after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brains. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly, and that no one had been able to explain the change in their behavior. His gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half-machines and half-people, the Lord Captain stepped away from the servitors, turned to announce his... This just takes me back in. Yeah, it does it again. Turned to announce his decision. His lordship looked at me with unwavering resolve, and it was that confidence that wrenched me out of the nightmarish stupor that had me intensely observing the scene unfolding before me. Lord Captain gave the order to dispose of the servitors so their human souls may be released from torment, to send the servitors back to toil as they had toiled before, for they had not yet paid their dues for their crimes of their past lives, and thus did not deserve clemency. To destroy the servitors, for what was happening to them could spell horrific heresy. To leave the servitors there to work, for there was nothing in the behavior of the Lord Captain found to well, certainly not that. Yeah, I think back to work because they still owe to the, the Imperial. They're still paying off their debt. Also, free labor. On the captain's orders, the servitors were returned to the same decks where they had worked before. The crew was initially unnerved by their presence, but adapted to their quirks soon enough, especially since following the incident in question there was a noticeable reduction in the servitors' strange behavior. With the fate of the defective servitors decided, nothing could now distract the Lord Captain from his mission. Great. Pleasure to see you, and then, have you ever heard the name Fiery Reckoning? This is something else we have to discuss with the High Factotum. Have you ever heard the name Fiery Reckoning? From what I can tell, it's a void ship of some sort. Was there a mention of it in one of... There was a mention of it in one of Theodora's documents I found. Janus thinks for a moment, pursing his lips in concentration. I'm afraid it is not immediately familiar to me, your lordship. Please allow me a moment. He starts rapidly tapping on the screen of his data slate. I say, House von Valancius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends there. Apparently the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but that is the extent of the assistance I can provide you in regard to this particular matter. I would like to replace the painting of the late Theodora in my chambers. Hang my portrait instead. Hell yes. It will be done, your lordship. Enough questions. I shall return later. Cool. Let's see if any of our other friends or allies have anything to say. So what's up with Adira? Adira, what's up, baby? You seem to have a very strong reaction to what Argenta said by the broken lens.
It was just my nerves playing up. Something about our little saint doesn't sit right with me, and I trust my gut. Oh sure, she seems straight as an arrow and as predictable as a hangover after drinking. But when I look at her, something about her makes my brain itch. After that conversation, I tried to listen to what was being said about her. Beyond the door, what I heard was strange. Blood in her past, twilight in her present, and something like a star leading her. But where is it leading her? I saw several roads, and all of them frightened me.
And what does it all mean?
If I knew, I would have told you. Hearing things clearly requires cooperation from the other person you know. But that cobra just hisses and spits its venom at me. I don't trust her one bit.
Maybe we should warn her.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and tell her the wicked Psyker has divined something about her. She'll be so pleased and grateful, and of course she'll listen to what you have to say. No, that would be pointless. And anyway, I'm not even sure what it all means. Maybe the danger is to her? Or maybe the danger's coming from her.
Dun dun dun. Kira's voice is full of animosity, but you also detect concern. And even a hint of pity and compassion. Well, thank you. I must take my leave.
Of course. Always at your service.
Let's see, where... oh yeah, let's go talk to Pascal.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
The mechadendrites growing out of the tech priest's back swivel in your direction, as if examining you with curiosity. I have some questions about your visit to Rykad Minoris.
The request is approved. I am ready to provide the necessary information.
What brought you to Rykad Minoris?
I came heeding the call of my mentor, the blessed Archmagus Amanath. We were supposed to meet on Rykad Minoris and discuss my mission.
The people who wanted to kill you at the port weren't renegades. It was just a cover.
Thank you. Information acknowledged. I will analyze it and take additional security measures.
What do you think of this Abel Hanyaman?
I propose that it was the blessed Amonat who assumed this name. This name is assigned to me. His presence in the hands of heretics is categorically unacceptable. The canon of technological security commands that every effort be made to rescue a high-ranking bearer of knowledge.
That will be all for now. Thank you, Pascal. So that's Chris Sharps as the voice of Pascal. The voice of Samwise Gamgee in the Lord of the Rings living card game. It's got a yeah, it's got a Teddy Miroslav in World of Tanks. Yeah, okay. Heavily modified voice here, of course. But another, yeah. A fairly accomplished voice actor here. I want to know more about your past.
The request is approved. I have no outright restrictions on disclosing this information.
Where are you from?
Information about my origins is worthless. I belong to the priesthood of explorators and came to the Coronis Expanse over 200 years ago. Any events preceding that moment are insignificant.
That is a long time. How did you end up in the Coronis Expanse? He just told me none of that matters.
I was honored to become a member of the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. When the Adeptus Mechanicus summoned the faithful for an exploratory venture into the depths of the Coronis Expanse, I joined the fleet in fulfillment of my sacred vows of comprehension.
Why are you not with the fleet then?
Archmagus Amonat, my blessed mentor, commanded me to crew the orbital station Altar Templum Calixus X-17.
Oh, alright, that makes sense.
This venerable temple station was founded in the early years of our expansion into the Coronis Expanse. It is currently a rear observation post of the Cognizance Fleet in orbit around the star Furibundus.
People keep saying this name Furibundus. I think that's going to be our next stop once we finish up here in the Rycad system. Who are the Explorators?
The sacred fraternity of explorers. The cult Mechanicus sends us out to the frontiers of the known sectors as researchers and conquerors. We are the warriors of the Code, who return to the lost worlds and devote themselves to recovering the lost ancient knowledge. Explorators are granted the privilege of being more independent than many of our tech comrades. However, it has earned us a reputation as unstable and poorly controlled troublemakers whose unorthodox views are dangerously close to apostasy.
Tell me about your mechadendrites. Those things are pretty cool.
They are my younger brothers and guides on the way to the Omnissiah. Their machine spirits are directly bound to my neocortex and pick up impulses from my subconscious. Sometimes they act ahead of my thoughts. This is how the Omnissiah leads me to comprehension.
Cool. We can stop there.
Acknowledged.
Tell me more about the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I am honored to belong to the priesthood of Mars, guided by its tenets. We safeguard technology against the impure and the unenlightened.
Why did you mention Mars? I don't know anything in the world.
That is where the cult of the Omnissiah originated, and where we were granted the first revelations. Many millennia ago, we made an alliance with the Emperor of Terra, and have served the Imperium ever since, paying a tribute of machinery, weapons, and void ships. Everything that bears the blessed seal of machinery comes from our hands, and it is we who make sure the operating rituals are performed as they were meant to. We are everywhere. We are the Mars-forged steel bars that give the Imperium strength.
I know very little about Warhammer lore, but I know about the Forges of Mars. What do you mean, I'm not an expert, but I know what that means a little bit. What do you mean you guard it? It's not buried treasure, it's not a secret.
It is both a treasure and a secret. Technology is how the divinity of the Omnissiah manifests itself in this world. This is why the uninitiated may only be allowed to touch the most vulgar and mundane of its instances. We, on the other hand, are authorized to use the sacred catechism of maintenance and operation. Although there is another reason to deny lay people the sacrament of knowledge, it can be dangerous. Twisted by renegades, the Omnissiah's wisdom is called heretic, and the exposure to it may corrupt the uninitiated. Another danger is knowledge, strangely interpreted and inscrutably twisted by the minds of Xenos. This bane is called Xenotech.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for that. Sacred objects should be touched only by worthy hands. Let's see. Oh, looks like I have a... This seems like the most Q-Jazz answer. This is sort of dopey, which I don't like. Sacred objects should be touched only by worthy
This
hands.
statement is true. What many consider chains on our way to comprehension is our armor, which we have inherited from our wisdom-blessed predecessors.
You bet. Do you hold a high position in your fraternity?
This electu indicates that I am a Magos, who has mastered the sacraments of many spheres of knowledge, and has the right to conduct services in a forge cathedral.
He's got an electric tattoo on the pale skin on his wrist. Okay, well that does sound impressive, I'll admit. I don't know exactly what this means, but the way you're saying it makes me feel like you probably had to do a lot to get there.
He is the divine mechanism, the maker of technology. The universe was made to resemble a mechanical marvel because the Omnissiah rules over it. Knowledge is the highest form that he uses to manifest in the world. For now. Someday, he will come to this world in the absolute fullness of his splendor. The Adeptus Mechanicus worshipped the Emperor. He is the earthly manifestation of the Omnissiah, who brought humanity into the light of divine grace.
What is behind the Adeptus Mechanicus's enthusiasm for replacing flesh with augmentations?
Organic tissue is an imperfect replica of the machine, transient and vulnerable. Metal is more stable, more effective, and more durable. Flesh speak is flawed next to binary language. Meat begets weakness, it softens the mind and undermines discipline. But you can replace metal when it wears down. In addition, a machine is a supreme form of knowledge, and by assuming mechanical form, we become closer to the Omnissiah.
Cool.
However, like all things sacred, our augmentations must not be defiled by the eyes of the ignorant. Which is why we reveal only the crudest of tools, while holier mechanisms remain concealed beneath our crimson robes.
Yeah, holier mechanisms? Are you gonna show them to me? I'm curious to see your augmentation.
The right to witness the miracle of flesh being fused with holy metal is granted only to those who have ascended to the rank of initiate. However, your lofty status of rogue trader allows me to make a partial exception and reveal my sacred stigmata.
He's gonna show me a stigmata, guys. Pascal reverently parts the robe's scarlet folds on his chest. You see emaciated white meat, gnawed through by metallic shunts and flexible wires. Blood runs through transparent pipes, enriched with the nutrients required by the pallid flesh. The sight of a body transformed into appendage to an incredibly complex mechanism built using unfathomably ancient blueprints is mesmerizing. Every component of this machine serves the dual purpose of preserving life in Pascal's fragile flesh and preventing all threats to his well-being. The Omnissiah has been generous to you. His creation is keeping you safe from
The
death.
Omnissiah has been generous to you too. He has granted you understanding.
Seem surprised you recognize the purpose of the augmentations. You see, you have a strange way of speaking. Is that because of the augmentations? Does your faith dictate how you should express yourself?
Partially true. I had a voice modulator implanted alongside the respiratory purification module, but there is an additional reason. Gothic is not my first language. I am used to thinking and making statements in lingua technis. The binaric language is more informative, more ergonomic, and less prone to misinterpretation.
Can be used as a spoken language with audio bursts or as a machine code with electrical signals. I have no more questions.
Acknowledged.
I must take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Likewise. Well, he's interesting. Let's see. We talked to the factotum. We'll talk about. Let's see if Abelard has anything new to say. He's still butthurt about that whole thing with the. Oh, where are you going?
Lord Captain.
Abelard greets you with customary courtesy, but make sure to scan you from head to toe with his scrutinizing. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let him call me by my first name. This may be the one line of dialogue in the entire game that we don't ever reveal. Lord Captain, the ship informed me of our imminent meeting. Have the Vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Forgive me, Lord Captain, I have no information that would be of interest to you at this moment. Wonderful. Alright, well, good talk. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's go talk to these guys. Helmsman. Tall man before you appears to be woven from tendons and muscle. Blue veined snake under his white, almost dove-colored skin, and his scalp and chin are covered in cropped white hair. His neck and shoulders are wrapped in wires that hint at the presence of neural connectors under his uniform. The officer's face seems to be twisted in a perpetual grimace of annoyance and anger, but he greets you with a respectful nod. Lord Captain, Master Helmsman Raver at my service. Do you know anything about... Well, wait a minute. Who are you? I'm the Master Helmsman, Lord Captain. I stand at the wheel of this here tub, I mean your vessel, and bark commands at the idiots who tend to its related systems. In layman's terms, I'm the one who stops us from running into an asteroid or a disruptive gravitational wave when we're traveling through the void. You must have dealings with the Navigator as part of your duties. Raver stares at you before blowing out. Damn it, Lord Captain. To tell the truth, I've been asking myself, where'd the Lord Captain fish this Arcelio girl out of? Now, it's not like I've met many navigators, but this one, I don't feel safe with that little princess pulling our void ship through the wood. She's done a decent job so far, though, so I guess she's managing. That's enough for now. Do you know anything about a ship named the Fiery Reckoning? Raver winces as if in pain. I've heard the name, that much I'm sure of, but I can't recall the details. Huh. I wonder if it was part of the operation that the late Mort was put in charge of? If it was, then there's nothing I can tell you, Lord Captain. The whole thing was kept under wraps. Your best chance would be to ask the High Factotum. Maybe some of his treasury records have mentions of this Fiery Reckoning. That's actually good advice. Thank you. Argenta, you crazy bitch. What you got to say for yourself?
Greetings.
Even in stillness, Sister Argenta radiates energy, with her dark eyes shining and a slight blush to her cheeks. She is reciting a prayer and looks at you only once she has spoken the final line. Tell me about the Adeptus Sororitas.
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
No, go on. Talk to me like I don't know anything about this, Lord. They say the Adeptus Sororitas are the finest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is it true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words. More often than not with a bolter.
That's kind of a softball question, right? It's like, hey, I heard you guys are great. You want to talk about that? And you're like, yes, you're right. I am great. It's like watching like an infomercial or like one of those like staged like fake interview shows where it's actually, they're interviewing the expert who's really a conspiracy theorist. And but really it's all scripted. They're just giving him a chance to say all this crazy shit. Are all sisters of the Adeptus Sororitas truly as faultless as you say? Another kind of softball question. Let's see how she lobs this one.
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me.
Yeah, that's what all the brave downfallers say.
Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
I just watched a YouTube video. Arbiter Ian. It doesn't need me shouting him out, but did really good stuff. And he did a video about the Adeptus Sororitas that I
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand. Those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
And it is possible to fight your way out of Redemptia. I guess allegedly there are a number of well-known heroes of the order that were Repentia at one point. What order are you from?
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
Yeah, right on, sister. The Order Pronatus is not one of the Order's militant, and yet you are a trained fighter.
Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless.
Fair enough.
Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity.
Oh, yeah.
Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge. And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
Yeah, it's the Holy Trinity. It's the bolter, the flamer, and the something. Put in the comments if you know. I forget. You said you belong to the Calixian branch of your order. What brought you to the Cronus Expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parson Mr. Wayne, the station's founder.
Oh, that's a long time. Are there any other members of the Adeptus Sororitas in the Cronus Expanse?
None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
Well, I hope we find one of your friends. I have no more questions about the
Should any
sisterhood.
more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
Interesting. Tell me about yourself.
About me?
Yeah, you.
I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
Really? His actual emperor daughter? No, I know that. That's just what they're. I thought they're no, but they're the brides of the emperor. Is what they is they. The order they were the daughters of the emperor, and then they moved and they became the brides. How did you end up on Theodora's
I
ship?
first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest.
It's true.
There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
Yeah, you gotta be constantly on vigil. What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more. And it's bound to happen someday.
Yep. Side quest. Side quest. Anybody else? We got a side quest alert. Is it difficult for you to accept that you made a mistake?
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Even when this big, you're gonna have to do a lot of atoning, Argenta. Where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
We could go to that planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
What was it like, traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the Medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He is an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistic systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Talas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the cultists. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
As you wish.
What is it that is keeping you in my retinue?
This ship was targeted by heretics, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later, I will likely have to return to Footfall to protect its reliquary, but for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew.
It pleases me to have a servant of the Golden Throne on my crew. So I enjoy your company. No problem. May the enemies of the Imperium tremble before our onslaught. I like the sound of that.
So they shall.
Thank you for this conversation. Until next time. Alright, and then what's up with Cassie? What you got to say for yourself?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
What does your special sight reveal?
The esteemed Magos Haneman is shattered,
Haneman.
like a beautiful stained glass window into a mosaic of colors. His bright, beckoning hues are mixed together in complete disarray. I must confess it perplexes me. Normally, scarlet and steel are all that fills the heart of a servant of the Omnissiah.
Let's talk about us.
Right here? Are you sure?
No, I'm not ready to break up.
Of course.
Alright, well.
I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Cassia. We'll talk again later. Okay, so we got everybody on board. I don't really feel like going back to my quarters at the moment, so let's go head out. Get back to the map. We've got this like cathedral on top of the ship. Super cool. Oh, yeah, okay, so let's go. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's stay here and let's go to the monastery. That's the bunker. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, let's bring the whole team. I don't see any reason to leave anybody behind. We'll cover the landing area, your lordship. Glory to the Von Valancius dynasty. Finally, we're getting a proper greeting here.
Over.
Judging by the dead people's equipment, they are on the same wardens the governor sent to the monastery's aid. Huh. Okay.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Pieces are molten at the edges. The statue is likely blasted by a barrage from a multi-laser turret, the type found on landing force shuttles. Huh. That takes us back on this or something. Yes, there's more. More item over here.
Just as I planned.
Lay people unworthy of entering the hallowed cenobium humbly said their prayers next to this computational altar. Super good. Oh, what's this about the stairs? Cool view of the cenobium. Again, really cool architecture in this. I mean, in the universe generally, but in the game as well. They did a great job. And I just saw there was an update for oh, what's it called? There's the next. It's not a new Rogue Trader game. Oh, what is it called? Heresy, I think. Dark Heresy. But yeah, there's a new game by these in this same style here. Owlcat. Yeah, Dark Heresy. That will be out eventually, and I probably play it on the channel if this one continues to be fun and does well. Speaking of which, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Don't give me any money. That's silly. But, you know, all the free stuff, just to let the algorithm know. You know, press the little thumb button and all the shit. You know what to do. Just, you know, do it. Done. Yeah, save your money for something worthwhile. Buy somebody a sandwich in your town. You know, it's too skinny. Alright, into the Cenobium we go. The heretics were killed swiftly and ruthlessly. Good. Never had time to reach for their weapons. Perfect.
Glory be to the current of the motive force. May its dulcet light shine in our etheric coronas. May its vitality nourish our augments. May its purity wash over our imperatives and engrams.
You bet.
As far as I am aware, the monastery
Mercifully
supplies
quick
power to
electric
several
shot
major
is not what
hive
killed
cities
this
on right.
cultist.
Hidden somewhere in
Faces
the depths of
contorted
this
in
building is a
pain.
reactor of monstrous, unfathomable power.
Sorry, what was that, Abelard? I was looking at this cultist over here. What's this thing? We note that wire junctions are often marked with the symbols of a key that appears to connect two lines. There are no wounds on the heretic's body, but his face is contorted in terror, and his eyes are bloodshot from ruptured vessels. Sounds like he got killed by a psych or a tech break.
I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Hi, Chinstrap. Chinstrap's here. Say hello to the kitty. Hey, baby. Another one meets the limit of his utility. Here's Chinstrap. Say hi. Let's get you on. Kind of see it. The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. Supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. Expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread marked by several reddish-brown stains. A forced sword and a vox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. Okay, bye, Chinstrap. Seneschal, isn't this the chap we're supposed to find for the Lord Inquisitor? Interrogator von Calix, I presume?
Yes. Well, since you know who I am, and are in no hurry to kill me, I infer that you serve the Emperor, not his enemies. Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Calix of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
T-Jazz von Valancius.
Shadow. A great big sun-eclipsing, chain-weaving shadow. I can see the threads, myriads of them extending toward us all, and all of them creeping off toward him like snakes, shrouding us in poison. My, oh my, do I sense trouble, and it's right in my throat. It itches.
A psyker. Interesting. And a diviner at that. Even more interesting. Are you sanctioned?
Don't you Inquisition me! I'm under the rogue trader's protection!
Dear's protections are seldom wrong. I will be watching you.
And I will be watching you. Now that we have declared our intent, let me ask again, who are you?
Rogue Abelard, introduce me. I'm Rogue Trader Hugh Jazz von Valancius. Heinrich's here, voiced by Christopher Tester. who was in Wrath of the Righteous, a couple of other Warhammer games, Total War Warhammer games, and a few other things. So yeah, again, it's a lot of work. It does good as well as a voice actor. Long resume, good work. And Rogue Trader huge ass von Valancius.
To the best of my knowledge, that dynasty is headed by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Has there been a change of circumstances?
Theodora is dead, slain in battle by enemies of humanity.
The news is lamentable. My condolences. And I presume the heir to the sacred warrant of trade and the lofty title of Rogue Trader is none other than yourself. Well then, what precisely has brought you to the sanctum of the Omnissiah?
I am here to collect you. I'm under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance that you may require, after which I am to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
Thank you, Abelard. Finally speaking up for the dignity of me and my office.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
How about I politely request your assistance?
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
I'm trying to get my tree open. It's not going.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor.
We'll let it slide this time, buddy, but if you disrespect me or my lady again, there's gonna be trouble.
I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny.
I also suggested a more
My
sinister
visit to the
presence.
monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the especial efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Whoa, that's a cool.
Blasphemous insanity.
What are you doing here?
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish. The monastery is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted. I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now.
What'd you do to the dead guy?
I convinced him to cooperate. I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins.
Let's join forces. I don't like this heretic any more than you do.
Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base.
You better believe it. We can shoot Abelard all day and they'll just be fine.
I'm positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall, near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Alright. Can we look at his sheet before we decide? I guess not. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take out Cassia. Are these... Oh, so these are the guys we have to have, I guess? Yeah, we can't take you out. But, yeah, cool. Alright, and I'm gonna take a short break. And my wife needs a good night kiss, so I'm gonna go give that to her, and then we'll come back and level this guy up, and come and explore the electrodynamic cenobium. Hang tight, and I will be back in just a minute. Alright, and I'm back. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's, there we are. And, yeah, let's level this guy up. What are you? You are a Biomancer Psyker. What kind of Psyker are you? Unsanctioned Psyker. Okay. Is this guy like a healer or something? I guess we'll find out. So let's see. So he can Word of the Emperor. Okay, so he does that thing. Iron Arm. Strength and toughness. He can charge. He can endure. Okay, so he's a... Okay. It's the Melta weapon proficiency. It's an adherent. Dogmatic adherent. Okay. Attacks. It's additional damage when he is hit. Damage to enemies that are alone. Thick skin. Pretty good. Very good defensive stat. It's 3 damage deflection against the first attack made by every enemy this combat. It's also pretty good. Field medic, pretty good. Defensive maneuvers, pretty good. Hardened scars, pretty good. Increase charge distance. Yeah, I don't know. 5% armor plus. Yeah, that's pretty good. Plus this thing that gives extra armor, right? Yeah, let's do that. And we'll give you toughness. And then it was one of these things. Market target, yeah, I don't know. Loss of AP. Yeah, I don't know. Cannot be used with a heavy rock saw. Forceful strike. Yeah, I think that's cool. Like a knockback thing. I like that. Oh yeah, no, we'll take this healing ability. I like that a lot. And so we really good at. Well, we already have like a carousing. Well, yeah, carousing is good. And more toughness. And here we go. 5% and an additional 5%. Round again, more carousing. And then what are we doing? This one's, I think, pretty awesome. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Psi rating every time. Oh, okay. Stronger together. Prevent veil obstruction. Plus damage against far away guys. Well, this has got a lot of prerequisites. I mean, it's probably pretty cool. I don't know what our psi rating is, but I like having new psychic powers. This seems pretty cool. I think this is what we're going with. Yeah, we're taking it. Daring breach. Yeah, let's make you more mobile. And then, what are we doing here? To get breakthrough. Which I don't see anywhere. Alright, well. Suffers lethal damage. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, sweet. Every time I hit somebody, I get harder to kill? Yeah, definitely. That's cool. What do you fight with? A gun and a sword? Where's your inventory? There it is. Yeah, a force sword and an auto pistol. And a biomancer's staff. Okay, sure, why not? Give you protection from more damage. Yeah, you can have extra damage versus demons, I guess. If you kill 2 more people, you get to keep going. That's pretty cool as far as I am concerned. Anybody wear this thing? Oh. Alright. Let's see. Do you want to wear this? You do. Right? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Some heavy leather armor for Abelard. Beautiful. This is an upgrade for her. We like that. See, its axe kind of sucks. Let's look at the... oh yeah, here, this is something that I would agree. Yeah. But actually I won't. Maybe you like that. That seems like it'd be good for you. Alright. Cool. Let's roll out. Fighter's body is still warm. He only bled to death a few minutes ago. Hard, uncomfortable somno meditation bed is equipped with neuroports to connect the sleeper to the monastery's cogitator network.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Uh-huh. Treasure. A measure of treasure. Charged staff, is that something that you can use, Idira? Yeah. Yes, it is. What is this? Sniper rifle. It's less damage than the long lance. Yeah, okay, whatever. Alright, cool. Keep exploring. There's more loot here. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. Improved body glove. Or, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that thing kind of sucks. And everybody else is wearing medium or heavy. Okay, cool.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
You will make a suitable sacrifice.
You will make a suitable sacrifice. We've been ambushed. Okay, I guess we just can't do anything. And that's fine.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Righteous fury. All up in this shit. Wait, do we have the right? Yes, we do have the right kind of weapon.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak.
I agree. Doubt is for the weak. Yeah, we can go over here. Do another one? Oh, or can we? Oh no, then we can't get all three of these guys. Okay, what if we just move here?
Rejoice in battle! We can escape the Emperor's judgment.
That's a pretty good blaster. Good work, Argentin.
Death to non-believers.
Death, that's... I was just gonna say exactly the same thing, but about you.
Chaos
Death to
guides
non-believers. And there's this lightning around. Is that is that gonna be a problem? I can't get... Oh, I can get these two guys. Let's do that. Get dead. I'm a motherfucking psycho. And, can we blind this guy? Can we blind one of the gunners? Yeah, let's blind this gunner. See this lightning? And it was like, see, this is that same, these are all making lightning, and it was coming out of here a second ago. I'm concerned. I can't say I'm not concerned about the lightning.
Out of my way!
Let's do things. Oh, yeah. Well,
Naturally.
yeah, let's give everybody some resolve. Word of the Emperor and all that. And then I think, run at this guy and
Let's
chop
see
him.
to it.
Give him the old run and chop. You can go to here and shoot at somebody.
The Emperor
Sounds
is
pretty
on
good.
our side.
Oh, I didn't see this guy. I should have just run up and chopped this motherfucker. That's alright. More for Hugh to do. Of course, I don't actually do anything myself, and I kind of don't like this guy,
I
so...
don't need luck. I have strategy.
Plus, you can heal yourself,
I thought too highly of your
so, like,
skills.
be better, you.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
They trigger psychic phenomenon and perils of the warp. Cool. Alright. Yeah, blast this fool.
Your reckoning is due. More trouble than it's
Can't get
worth.
Abelard. Yeah, buff the boss. He was done. Okay. How far up can you get? You can get to here. And then charge that far. Okay.
It will be done.
Now everybody gets free moves, which is awesome. Because Abelard is a baller.
Don't let your guard down.
She wears light armor, but she's still pretty slow.
Victory is imminent. I will do my due to dust.
Oh, nice shooting, Abelard. Nice shot. Nobody down there, I don't think. There's somebody.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Analyze this guy. I'll just shoot. Oh, I can't just shoot. Oh, no, I can. Yeah, okay, well, that's fine. Machine Spirit Banishment. No, can't hit you? Alright. Hey, everybody, kick him in the balls. I'll hate that.
My ears are ringing.
Yeah, let's just run up and
The
act like a
enemies of the
psycho.
Emperor will be undone!
She's crazy. Oh yeah, see, here's that lightning.
I know what is to come.
Hey, Argenta, forewarning, don't stand out in the open like that, dumbass.
Will do.
Well, you can't run very far, can you? Maybe you just want to stay where you are.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Do that.
Again.
I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain, I won't object to it.
I'll see to it personally.
Blast, blast, blast. Gotcha, bitch.
It's as good as done.
That's all I can do.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I bet you have, Abelard. No, but I still can't see this guy.
The old Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
And I can't see that guy.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire.
Yeah. Nice shoot. Alright. Come around the corner and chop this guy. Nice chop. You are about to die. God, and this fucking Adira still can't do like anything. Alright, heads up, bitch. They're gonna try to kill you.
Serve the ruinous powers!
Yeah, target myself.
Hold on. Stay with us.
Oh, wait. If I move, I get blasted. Doesn't say. Okay, wonderful.
I'm still standing. Just barely. I'll see
Fuck
to
you.
another enemy
Yeah,
down.
get wrecked, bitch.
Who if not me? My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Get back in the fight.
It will be done. A tactically sound approach.
Oh, he just walks. Everybody else is running all over the battlefield. He's just like strutting. Now we're going this way. Hey, there we go. We can finally actually see this guy.
Fury outward,
Come on, blast him.
running by air.
Beamer.
Don't necessarily blast
The
Argenta, but
whispers call to me.
I guess it's okay. Give me the loot, give me the loot.
An expected result.
Clear this with our athletics and check this logic. Let's inspect the cogitator data.
Error. Making adjustments.
Multitude of symbols are carved into the enormous generator, but you cannot decipher their meaning. Great work, buddy. Glad we brought the tech priest with. Plasma pistol. And a multi-key. Yeah, cool.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Get us out of here.
I always keep my options open.
Yeah. Just, you're fine. Just get out of the stupid
That
lightning.
wasn't so difficult.
Dead heretics are suspiciously different from the others. Symbols on their clothes are drawn wrongly, and standard edition military uniforms show through the blasphemous tatters.
The machine gun grants me insight.
Bodies of careless cultists have been thoroughly fried by the arc of the motive force.
Is there money to be made?
Uh-huh. What have we here? A crowd of cultists has surrounded a tech priest, crucified upon a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper repeated by 100 voices blends into some blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force, I guess that's electricity, run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally, forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. The tech priest's hoarse voice echoes under the ceiling. In the clenched claws of stagnation, in the shackles of iteration zero, under the iron wing, let the cycle be discontinued. Pasquale's mechadendrites spring into combat mode instantly, and a wrathful rattle comes from his vox. I am registering a severe violation of the purity protocol. The blessed Amernat has been captured by heretics and is being tortured. Are you sure that's him? Confirmed. Couldn't see his face. But the words, let the cycle be discontinued, is the blessed Amernat's motto. Let's look around. Heretics have taken up positions everywhere, and many more are doubtlessly hiding in the passages leading out of the hall. For now, they're all focused on the sacrilegious torture of the tech priest and do not notice you. How is he bearing this torture? A devotee of the Omnissiah is capable of withstanding great bodily torment with no loss of functionality. But where the flesh reinforced with sacred iron will persevere, the purity of spirit may perish. Oh, we don't want that. I hypothesize that these heretics have made the blessed Amernat a participant in some variety of sacrilegious ritual. Though through sacrilegious torture, they are trying to break his will and turn him into an unholy terminal with which to control the reactor's outer power circuit system. Well, then let's kill them all. Well, we must save him without risking his life. Mechadendrite points to the corpses of heretics lying nearby. We can use the blasphemer's clothing as a disguise. Unrecognized, we can sabotage the power units, overloading them, and thus cleansing the hall of heretics. That's a great idea. I was just going to kill them all. The lightning discharges have charred the cultists' corpses. Whiffs of smoke rise from their empty eye sockets whose contents have evaporated. Sick. Their clothes, covered in the blood of innocents, are crudely painted over with emblems of the archenemy, which exude a repulsive air of soul decay. I shudder with disgust at the mere thought of having to touch clothing adorned with unholy symbols, let alone wear it. This is the first step towards falling, a small compromise with evil that will lead to something greater. Is there truly no other way, Rogue Trader? God, Argento, you're so uptight. Signs of the archenemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will. The words of their prayers, even spoken without faith, their coat of arms, even deceitfully worn, all of this increases the presence of the ruinous powers near you and draws their corrupting attention to you. Oh, not you too, Hendrix. What is the essence of your plan? Uttering a litany of actuation for the power units from the Luminodeacon's command throne will direct the motive force created by the blessed reactor into the hull. The distribution servitor is keeping its output within the set parameters, but upon receiving an order to increase it to peak values, it will turn this place into an electric trap. The safety system protecting the hull is controlled from the machine altar, which must be disabled. If all of these operations performed, I can guarantee that not a single blasphemer will survive the Omnissiah's wrath that will be unleashed upon yourself. You do realize this plan sounds like suicide. Sounds similar to a laugh escapes Pasquale's box. This statement is true. Then what do you propose? To flee? I have tried to employ this behavioral strategy in the past, and it brought my soul no relief. Yeah, we're going dogmatic again. I will not allow the corruption to touch you. We will vest ourselves in faith and kill every last traitor to the Golden Throne. Another desperate stream rends the air. So be it. May the Omnissiah protect the blessed Amernat in the coming battle. Death to the blasphemers. Bodies and careless cultists. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we know.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Right, where are they? Can they see me? Do they see me? I'd like you to be up front. Let's see, if we put you here, can you get over here? No, you can't. Okay, that's fine. And now you can no longer go here. Oh, right, because it costs a movement point every time you move, right? Is that why this is like this? Yeah, I guess that will have to do.
Death to the weak.
Not great.
I am your doom.
I agree. Death to the weak. Protect these guys. Y'all are weak.
I've suffered worse.
I'll make it happen.
Bring it down, Abelard.
Indeed.
Brace. Oh yeah, okay. So this is just our free movement. God, does she want... Does Zadira want to move? I don't think. Oh, she's good. Bring Argento over here. Wow, there are a lot of them. I think you're fine where you are too. As are you. Okay. Yeah, also fine. Alright. And now make chop chop on this motherfucker. Make chop.
At your beck and call.
Good job, buddy.
I will do my duty.
You can move, but you're fine right now.
Death to non-believers. Out of my way.
They're not great shots so far. That's to my advantage.
I'll do it.
Okay, if I move here and shoot down this way, still only get 3. No, there. I'm getting 4. Am I getting you?
I will bathe this battlefield in
Regardless,
righteous
I like
fury.
this.
It's why I was chosen.
Oh yeah, I'm getting all 4 of them. Of course, I have the wrong fucking gun equipped. Damn it. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine.
As the
Chop
Emperor
this bitch.
commands,
Chop, chop.
faith without deeds is worthless.
And then hopefully she doesn't just get, like, wrecked here by everybody. You know, only his friend. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Death to non-believers!
You shot my tech freeze. The only person they killed was their own guy. I love it. Okay.
Request approved.
Let's use it offensively. I think.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Get me a target. Nothing.
The Inquisition sends their regards.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Let's
You know,
see
the
to
word
it.
of the Emperor is the bird of the Emperor. Anyone injured? Oh yeah, my tech priest is a little bit injured.
For the throne's glory.
Have a little bit of health back, friend. Let's
That is not my destiny.
oh no, not that. We wanna analyze
On it.
so that we do a little bit more damage. And hopefully kill you with this.
Be gone.
No, not quite. Shoot.
Will do.
Hey, Argent, if I stand out in the middle of the open like that, you dummy. Why did he get killed?
Was that you? Or
target you, and that's it. It's not great. This is gonna miss. Yeah, okay. Four, five, six.
Follow my lead.
Get him.
One fewer target.
I did it. And, oh yeah, and that's a good blast. And we, oh, no.
And you're back and
Yeah,
forth.
Lord.
I won't stand for it.
Yeah, Lord, bring it down. Why can't I?
I refuse. I won't compromise my principles.
No, so no. What if I just blast you?
On it. Never stood a chance. I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, good turn.
Talented or weak,
Yeah, you better run.
chaos guides me.
Yeah, nice, nice shooting, you guys. Proper.
Rejoice in battle!
Alright, well. Guess that did a fair amount of damage. I really was hoping she'd kill somebody. I'm starting to think if this is how all the fights are in this game, where you're just like crazy outnumbered like this, you know, whatever. We're not taking damage. I'm not complaining. But if there's just like lots of enemies in every fight, then I'm starting to think that those talents that give you like extra damage on your area effect spells per target in the spell are like pretty awesome. And maybe I should look at investing in those next level.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Yeah. Oh shit! We killed Argenta. We didn't kill Argenta. We hit Argenta. The skull, it looked like she died. She took a little bit of damage. It did not kill her. It did kill all three of the people around her. Nice work. Fucking oh boy. Yeah, because we're getting like 3, 4 or more people in, you know, like we're doing plus 12 damage. All these attacks is like a lot. It's a lot.
Naturally. I won't object to it.
Best I can do is those 3 people. It's just because I can't see them. Oh no, it's getting all of them. Yeah.
If only you knew what awaits you.
Heroic lightning. Waste. Okay, and we got a pentakill. Killed 5 enemies with 1 attack. Good fight, Tira. That was sick. Oh man. We're thinning them out pretty quick here, aren't we? So we just have these like 2 groups here left? Is that it?
Will do.
Argenta, watch out. You're still standing in the middle of the thing like a dummy. So that's all we can do with it.
My place is at the fore. Reduce the dust.
Cool. Good shooting.
It will be done.
Hard to argue with that. Knock a guy down. And this does nothing. But, you know, use the AP or lose it. This is as far as I can go.
I'll make it happen.
Indeed.
Yeah. Not like amazing, but
I'll see to it personally.
yeah, a little bit of damage output. It's hard to argue with.
Chaos guides me. I serve the ruined powers.
Only have these 9 guys
I'm
left to kill.
against all 3.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Jesus Christ, Argenta. Time to revel in slaughter. You need to chill out. You're fucking going fucking psycho
I'll do
crazy
it.
bitch. That was awesome.
You make a suitable
And then if we come all the way around here, can we get all of these guys in one? Yeah, we can only hit 3 of them, but it's still a good. It's still what we want to do. Whoa. Cool. Kill all the heretics. Oh, we did. Okay, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, she killed all of them? Holy shit, she killed 9 people that turn. That's insane. In the cycles of the foreordained, there lurks a flaw of worship. The text priest's body convulses. Pained, plaintive creaks of Ben-Heric prayers come from his box. As moments pass, the signal becomes less and less clear, as if something twisted and wrong were being added to it. Pascal studies the tech priest's face carefully. His box system moans in a tragic vibrato. We just got a bunch of quests done. Subject unidentified. This is not the blessed Amunet. Stranger, I request your name. How do you know my mentor's motto? Who are you, servant of the Omnisaya? This is Abel, the fire of the hearth, sent for sparks. The name of this spark is Abel Hanneman. And Naaman. And Newman. That was it? I forget. Post the pronunciation in the comments. Abel, the tech priest, looks over at Pascal. For a brief moment his speech becomes clear. The echo of my call has reached you. Good. The iteration is at its end. The design is fulfilled. What design? Why are you calling yourself by my name? Was it you who summoned me to Rykad Minoris? For what? I categorically demand an answer. Pascal's voice rises to an intimidating howl, but the delirious tech priest does not seem to understand what he is saying. What design? Oh, he knows what I'm saying, though. An intention both bold and honorable, to open new gates for the watchers of knowledge and comprehension. A plan written so that the righteous may follow, and trust in the great pattern of revelation and uniform progression towards it. Pascal's voice is trembling with elation. Those are his words. I have not heard them in so very long. Come on, ask him about your guy. That's what you came here for. No. The tech priest's weak voice grows stronger. He came because of himself. Myself? To redeem myself. To correct a mistake. Possibly. But how do you... And there's a look of gentle condescension in Abel's eyes. Strange, given the circumstances. The hubris in the mind spurs him to build monuments to himself. Do not regret, for all is predetermined by the iteration. A devastating coughing fit cuts him off, and you hear a clang of tearing metal from inside his chest. You can talk once we get him out of here. A cold premonition rakes the heart. The probabilities are dark and frightening. Brother, I do not wish to gaze into them. Pascal, we are the flame of knowledge that drives the darkness away. Pascal is quickly inspecting Abel's wounds, paying no mind to the blood and sacred unguent staining his sleeves. His vox raps soothingly, do not fear what is to come, brother. We are already here. Examine the tech priest. There are deep burns all over his flesh, and the skin around his augmentix is charged. Blasphemous spells have been carved into his sacred iron, forming unholy litanies of scrap code. It is amazing how robust this tech priest's life support systems have proven to be in maintaining the spark of life in his grievously wounded body. Do you know him, Pascal? The subject has not been identified and has no record in my catalog. Interrogation is impossible due to the subject's evident affective state of clouded consciousness. How did you kill those heretics? What technology did you use? Existence has worn thin and threadbare. Eschatos has discontinued the cycle. Eschatos. This word does not appear in my catalog, but I am aware of its existence. Perhaps it sounded in the blessed Amernat's sermons. I must consult my notes. Yeah, let's try to take him down off the machine. Guys, should we have done that first? As soon as you touch the tech priest's battered flesh, he shifts his gaze to you and says with sudden clarity, "Many sparks have gone out, but not all. The electric shepherds are alive. In the darkness I heard their prayers. Find them, save them, recite the hymn of contact circuit restoration, so you may behold what is hidden." A blast of the motive force runs down the tech priest's body and his face contorts in a mocking grimace. Malformed Binharic code, repulsively jarring on the ears, pours out of his vox. Information archived to the effect that the circuit restoration hymn is the entrance password to the Electro Priest's hiding place. Pascal responds with the dour rhythms of a containment aria. I note with great sorrow that the cultist ritual has been partially successful. My tech brother has been tainted by corruption. He is in the grip of a schismatical and unholy imitation of a machine spirit. I request immediate activation of the Texorcism protocol. What is a schismatical? An ugly mockery of a noble machine spirit created by the warp. Sometimes a few line of despicable scrap code or a small clump of the motive force falls under the archenemy's influence and degenerates into an abomination of this sort, one whose very existence is an insult to the Omnissiah's wisdom. Let the taint be eradicated. I'll just walk up and blast him 3 times. He's all quivering. That's gross. As mangled as it is, the tech priest's body still clings to life. It takes several blows to end his corruption-tainted existence. But even after that, a repulsive giggle is heard over the static from its box. Pascal's mechadendrite touches the dead man's head carefully, grips his neural augmentic in its claw and extracts it from its socket with the utmost care. The skull bone cracks dryly and brain matter tastes the sacred metal. Rest in purity, Tech Brother. The knowledge that you have attained through your efforts will be preserved and purified. Lord Captain, the Omnissiah commands a pious mind to strive towards uncovering the truth. Therefore, I will not stop until I find my mentor and understand his connection to the servant of the machine god. I request the privilege of joining your retinue as a rightful companion. I can offer to fulfill the duties of an engine seer on your ship in exchange for the right to follow you and conduct my own investigations. I had a feeling this guy was going to be coming with us.
Darkness lurks beyond the bright flashes. No, 2 darknesses. One streaked with red, with clanking shackles and false preaching. The other, a bilious yellow, the tang of roiling blood and screams of pain.
You said it, Adira. Alright, well, and I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to do the things that let the computer know that you enjoyed what you saw. And yeah, we'll be back probably tomorrow with more of this. So check back. If you press the buttons, it'll let you know when I'm on. So we will hope to see you all then. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.